This segment brought to you by Santa Fe Trail Meats in Overbrook. Let us help feed your family.
Welcome back. Now let's see what Kyle and Duane are up to on Plain Talk.
Hi, this is Kyle Bauer with Plain Talk. With the guy who always says no plan ever escapes its collision with reality, Duane Toews.
Yeah, I've been a part of those.
Yeah.
Some of them more than I probably would like to admit. I love the one, it's like, you got to plan for the unexpected. Well, if I wasn't expecting it, what am I planning for?
I swear, if you want the worst thing to not happen, just plan for it, because it'll be something you've never planned for,
right?
That really happens. And it's, I used to be amused watching kids play basketball early on or football early on in their career, had all these plans. Right. Had all these plays.
Yeah.
They worked great till the defense came on the field.
Till there was another team.
And then it's like, And it's like, look, let's just try. That's one thing that amused me on basketball, how many teams it seemed like were more worried about where they stood on the floor than it's like, of all the stats that they keep in basketball, the only one they put on the scoreboard, fouls. Yeah. But is points.
It's points.
Yeah, we got to get points up there, kids.
You
if you're standing in the right place.
Doesn't really count much.
Doesn't really count. Got to go at the basket.
Yeah. It's kind of interesting to watch. You talk about basketball like that, and it's pretty easy watching college games at times. It's like, that's not really a play. They have players moving and setting screens.
Right.
And roll, they'll pick and roll, they'll screen away, but there's no real play. They're just doing things and trying to get somebody free.
And if they move, somebody gets free.
You got to keep moving.
Yeah.
It's real easy to guard somebody standing still.
How come you and I haven't been
Coach
famous
of the year?
Basketball coaches?
Yeah. I don't really want to deal with young people day in and day out. With their parents sitting in the stands. Just not really cut out for that.
And B.
And
the parents were in the stands.
Yeah.
I was at a program one time when it was a Big 8 official. That tells you how long ago. And he did several sports. And they and I asked him, I said, so which sport is the hardest to be an official for? And he says, basketball by far. He said that air's got to come out of that whistle immediately, and you've got to immediately tell everybody what your call is.
Yeah.
And he said, and half the people up in the stands can see better than you. That's why they don't allow coaches to have to sit on the bottom row, because you can see better up there. That was really kind of interesting for me to think about that. I thought, he does know. Then I asked, what percentage of the calls you think you get right? And he goes, about 80%. But he said it's 80% on both sides, so it works out in the wash. And I thought, he does know he misses calls, so me hollering at him
ain't doing no good.
He knows. The second he blew that whistle, he fouled it out.
Your fact or fiction question of the day, Kyle Bauer, that we always hear the expression of, I think I lost a quart of blood, as an example, when someone cut their finger or arm or something like that. Well, in terms of loss to mosquitoes.
Okay.
Mosquitoes, a little blood-sucking insect. It'd take 1.2 million mosquitoes on the average human to drain them of blood.
Of all the blood?
All the blood.
1.2.
1.2 million mosquitoes to drain you dry.
Well, that wouldn't surprise me. I mean, I've seen them on animals to where you, how can it even be anything left because of all the mosquitoes on them? You know what? 1 point, how many?
1.2.
See, I calculated 1.1, but,
you're going to let it
I'm
ride?
going to go ahead and round up to 1.2. It's a fact.
That is a fact, Jack.
Thanks for joining us. I'm your host, Jamie Bloom, and I hope you enjoyed today's show. See you next week on Farm Factor.
Closed captioning brought to you by Ag Promo Source. Together we grow. Learn more at agpromosource.com.